Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, School of Mathematics. My name is Tross, and as usual, I'm with my co-host, Pavallo.
Hey guys, there's been a number of concerns regarding the state of science education in South Africa. The president made a very big statement sharing his concerns about the state of the science within South Africa. And we put it amongst ourselves to put forward this topic about talking about the state of mathematics in South Africa, the state of science education in South Africa, and as well as different perceptions and stigmas surrounding mathematics between high school as well as tertiary for first years.
Yes, definitely. Also just adding to what Pablo has said, I have actually realized and noticed something, and I'm sure also you guys have noticed it, that there's actually a huge difference. And the reason why I'm saying, the reason why we're actually tackling the state of mathematics in South Africa specifically is because I've noticed a huge difference between how we are taught and how we perceive mathematics in South Africa and or versus how other learners or students or pupils perceive mathematics overseas, maybe like in countries like Europe or Asia. And it's actually worrying. The gap is too much. There's a lot of imbalances. So that is something that actually got me to think, where could the problem be? Where could the imbalance actually be? And me and Pablo, as we'll be discussing today, will try to tackle and see what exactly is the problem. Where is this gap, and why is there such a huge difference that even if when you see you can take two learners from two different countries, one from South Africa, let's say one from one of the Asian countries, let's say India for instance, and they're both in grade 8, but both of them, they are learning mathematics, they're on the same level, but the content and what they know at that level is different, it's too different. And that is actually something that it worries me and bothers me, and it's one of the things that we want to look into, and it actually relates directly to the state of mathematics in South Africa, be it in high school or tertiary, or high school proceeding to tertiary. And that is what we want to tackle today, and we want to see where could the problem or where could the missing point be.
Yes. So there are quite a number of famous misconceptions regarding mathematics for students, learners and students. The obvious misconception is that it's hard. There is no path of learning that is not easy. Mathematics, by virtue, as a course or as a subject, will be hard, and it takes amount of rigor and receptiveness to understand it. But it's no more different to learning than any other subject. Now, when you think about the state of mathematics in high school, when we talk about, say, OBE, when you went to, say, grade 10, grade 10, you either did mathematics or mathematical literacy. There's a big divide between a cultural divide pertaining to the level of skill that requires a person to understand mathematics doing actual what is perceived as pure mathematics and math literacy. The learning is the same, and the misconception is still the same as well. There's a huge misconception regarding understanding mathematics, having to learn it and excelling in it. But when you take it to further back from OBE, you had the option of taking math as standard grade,
Yes.
or a higher grade, and there was still that misconception and a cultural difference as well, that you have to understand or be talented at mathematics.
Yes.
That is partly true. A person can excel in mathematics without having the natural talent to do mathematics from a younger age or from a younger grade. It takes a level of making your mind receptive to learning, just as you learn how to speak. Level of practice.
Yes.
level of work taken into factoring the learnings behind understanding and making your mind more receptive.
Yes.
There are a number of cases whereby a learner can, or a learner has, failed dismally throughout their school life in mathematics but excel in varsity. And that's the nuance of the level of teaching maybe in high school and motivation as well.
Yeah.
So Estros has said that there's a big divide between countries, our country and other countries outside of South Africa that offer, say, different content. And when you get to varsity, it's brand new, but you learn as you go. So you might do things like in high school where you do sequences within algebra, but then in, say, another country, a matric learner is already doing advanced calculus.
Yes.
That's the only difference. However, you do learn it as you progress within varsity.
Definitely.
But
yes, and just to interject on Pablo what he's saying, he mentioned something that is very important actually. He said perhaps maybe one of the problems is motivation. And maybe if you think about it, motivation is often attached to the purpose rather, If for you to be motivated to do something, you actually probably firstly need to know why you're doing it, And that is one of the problems that I actually noticed in our country, that learners are probably not motivated to do mathematics because they don't know what actually mathematics can produce you to actually be, and that is why most of the time, I think he can relate because he's also a mathematician like me. Whenever he talks to people and maybe tell people that, oh, I'm a mathematician, I have math degree, maybe probably I graduated in mathematics, and they will probably ask him, the first question will be, okay, so what do you do? Are you a teacher? Are you becoming a professor?
lecturer.
Okay, that's true. That's partially true, but that's not necessarily entirely true because there's so many things that you can actually do in mathematics as well. There's various, careers and professions that you can actually go into when you're actually studying mathematics, and that's what a lot of people don't know. But we were often told this in high school. Remember when you were in grade 10, you'll be told that, oh, take pure math rather than maybe math literacy because pure math has opportunities. But funny enough, when you go further, people suddenly don't know what are those opportunities. Maybe that's one of the things that you want to discuss, and to maybe that's what we actually noticed as one of the problems. And also, just to add on speaking of motivation and the purpose, we are now in the fourth industrial revolution. So if anything, we need more people to go into science, and mathematics. And we've seen a lot of programs that are going around, like women in science and those things. So these are the things that we actually need, because we need a lot of people and more people into the science, because we're living now in a science era, if I can put it that way. And not to take away from math literacy, or not to say there's anything wrong with math literacy, but I'm just saying that perhaps maybe what has been perpetuating this mathematics is hard, mathematics is different, it's difficult, I can't do math, I don't like mathematics, and it's probably one of those things, So these are the gaps that we are trying to fill, and to try to inform people and learners and students, just to let them know that there's more opportunities in actual mathematics. And mathematics is not only about solving for X, whatever. As you go further, you start to learn and understand what actual mathematics is. And that is the purpose of this video. This is the purpose of why we're here. This purpose of this program, if I might call it that. And we want to tackle some of those things, yes.
So mathematics is a universal language. It's the universal language. With the advent of the fourth industrial revolution, there are many opportunities for people with knowledge within the STEM field, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field. That is, numerous opportunities, not just within the financial sector, but health, tourism, even entertainment and media.
Funny enough.
It's strange how the advent of this phenomena has produced a number of opportunities for people who do mathematics or who have studied mathematics. Now, to take away from the misconception and the things that perpetuate this whole cultural divide of learning or making one's mind receptive to mathematics. Mathematics is a subject akin to any other subject: physics, chemistry, language, English, or like local languages, or geography or history. It just requires a certain amount of rigor to make your mind receptive to understand certain concepts and rules, just like any other field that you study.
Yes, definitely.
So the cultural divide is like extremely bad for our society in South Africa, and that goes to when you are young, when you are told that you need to focus on mathematics or you need to be clever to understand mathematics. You can fail dismally and pick yourself up and pass your matric and then excel in varsity in mathematics. It's possible.
Indeed, it is possible, and we've seen this happening so many times. We've seen like scenario that Pablo has just given now, that you can actually struggle with mathematics in high school and then you pick yourself up, and in university, funny enough, you end up excelling. But also we've seen a situation where someone excelling in mathematics in high school, but then they get to university, they fail this much. So you see, that shows you that it's actually not necessarily about you being smart or anything like that. And these are some of the things that we want to actually break. You know, the mere fact that when you walk out now and you say, I'm a mathematician, or I'm good in math, or I study mathematics, people are still shocked. It's still bizarre. You know, it's taboo that, oh my goodness, it's like there's just so an alien. It's actually worrying, because in other countries, it's a normal thing. You know, there are countries where when you go there and you good in math, it's a norm. You know, it's normal to actually be good in math, because they understand that mathematics, it's not only is it a subject of solving for X or Y, but it's also a universal language. And if I may quote, you know, one of the best astrophysicists in America, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he did once say that if you want to go to China, you should learn Chinese. If you want to go to Turkey, you need to learn Turkish. Well, I chose Turkey because I studied in Turkey. I'm being biased now. Okay. So if you want to learn mathematics, or if you want to go to the universe, you should learn mathematics, because mathematics is the universal language. So these are some of the things that we need to start installing in our head, and actually these are the conversations that we should start having, you know, with not only our learners but also probably even our teachers, just to change the system. You know, maybe the problem stems from the content that is taught, maybe the curriculum, you know, maybe is the teachers, I don't know, but I'm just saying that there's somewhere where this line is broken, where we need to fix it, and this thing, it needs to be normalized, and we should start seeing mathematics as what it actually is, other than what people make it to be.
Perceive, yeah.
Yes.
So with that said, we are in no shape or form critiquing the teachers who nurture us and who nurture our students and our learners to understand mathematics. With the right motivation and with the right sources, anyone can do math. Anyone. And novice can understand mathematics and naturally progress to excel within mathematics with the right amount of motivation and with the right amount of mentorship and skill.
Definitely, yeah.
So
yeah, that's pretty much what we wanted to talk about today. So basically, just to wrap it up, we just wanted to talk about the mathematics, you know, state in our country. It's very concerning, and I guess one of the things that actually sparked it was, you know, the results that just came out of matrix recently. And if it worries the president, if the president is saying actually there's a worry, there's a concern around mathematics and science, you know, results, then it definitely is a crisis for the whole country. And this is why we have problems like this, talk about these things, because these things are often not discussed. You know, we're only being told about the top achievers, you know, excellence, but we don't really talk about some other parts of it, and that's where a lot of people they get confused. And if we don't talk about this concept will forever be perpetuated. So guys, that's basically all from me for today, but perhaps maybe next time, if you can comment down on the description below, we can talk about whatever that you can ask us what you want us to talk about next time. But maybe we can even talk about, you know, these careers that, or these opportunities, or these fields that you can actually, you know, emerge to, or maybe you can branch into when you have actually mathematics background, or mathematics degree, or mathematics education, or whatever the case it is that is around mathematics and science. So that's all from me today, guys. I don't know if maybe Pablo wants to say something.
Jeez, what a mouthful. Guys, study hard, study smart. Anything is possible. Anyone can achieve anything that they want. Like, share, and comment. We're interested to hear from your views and thoughts. Bye.
Ciao.